Coming up right now, caught on camera, homeowner forced to fight off a suspected burglar with a popular kitchen item.
Also coming up, New York City is making a splash with a very special beach day. We will take you to this larger-than-life event.
A little bit later on, one luxury car maker about to announce an electrifying new project.
Ooh, boy, Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
I am Mitch English, welcoming you to Daily Flash. So glad to have you here. And we're also going to be joined by the, I guess, exasperated Matt Doolin.
I heard a giant sigh over here.
Maddie.
You ever see that one of those where you're just like, ah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, Matt, it's Tuesday. Let's get this
Letting
going.
out the demons.
Listen, this is what you need to do. Always start the day with something new. You got a word of the day that maybe you can use?
I do. I've been.
You have a word of the day. Okay.
I dabble in British slang every once in a while. And
boy.
I came up with this one, manky.
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 So we're going to have to use that somehow
Yes.
In a sentence.
Yes.
A little bit later on today.
It means disgusting.
Oh, well,
It's
I can do that.
manky.
It's very manky.
It's very manky, is it? Huh? Yeah,
Eating
that's-
a raw chicken diet is manky.
Very manky.
Okay, we did it.
I learned something. I like that, Maddie.
From disgusting to terrifying, did you hear about the lady that fell off the treadmill in Indonesia?
No.
She was on a treadmill in a gym. Windows were open. The treadmill just a few inches from the window.
No.
As she was running, she slowed to a walk, and then all of a sudden she disappeared out of the window.
Holy cow.
Died when she hit the ground.
So many things wrong with that first off.
Yes, so the gym apparently had signs to keep the windows closed, but the stickers had worn off and people like to leave the windows open while they're on the treadmill. This poor woman on the treadmill, and as she's about to get off, she falls backwards right outside an open window.
That's, wow.
On a third-story gym building.
That's why I don't work out, number one.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
But the gym,
I
that's
don't
exactly
blame
right.
you.
No, but our gym, though, we have all of the treadmills, they face the window, so you have something to look at while
Yes.
you're walking. It seems like, why, that's so odd.
These did not face the
Yeah,
window.
obviously.
The treadmills faced the gym portion of it, maybe because there were televisions or
maybe,
whatnot.
okay.
But the fact that they were so close to the window to begin with, and that these windows were able to be opened.
Gosh,
Giant windows.
It's probably the last thing you would ever think that could ever happen going to the gym, getting hurt that way at least.
know.
You didn't get any cardio.
In my gym, the treadmills are up on a second floor, and I've seen someone drop their phone and it go flying over the bridge, through the backside of it, onto the weight floor and hit someone in the head.
And see, that does
So-
terrify me about treadmills. Like, I've seen so many accidents, you
Yeah.
know, where people just get caught, they trip up and they fall, and it's game over.
So I've seen the ones where, in my mind right now, I could see it. The lady falls down and then it pulls her shorts
Yeah.
down. Have you seen that? And so she's standing there, but with her pants down. That's why, folks, you got to be careful. Or just walk. Maybe walk around outside. Maybe that might be
Yes.
the best. You don't have to worry about falling out windows.
Suggestions, yeah.
Interesting stuff there. Let's jump into some trending news here. We go to Chicago where a homeowner fought off a would-be burglar
Oh, boy.
with a frying pan. Jason Williams, returning home from work, security app alerted him, hey, somebody was outside the house. He goes out there. He says once he got through the door, he just grabbed the first thing he could think of to protect himself, and that was a frying pan. Security cameras caught the moment where the home invader actually took off as the homeowner chased him out with that frying pan. 2 Chicago cops showed up, were walking by as the suspect was trying to escape. Burglar ran across the street before eventually he was caught. So, yeah, look, just the timing of
Timing
the
was
cops right there.
perfect.
Yeah, we need Benny Hill music on
I
there.
like the little doggy that comes out here. Oh, shoot.
It just does its part of barking to
Yes, of
alert.
course.
It's a straight up Benny Hill sketch.
It completely was. But that you know, it's funny. You think there's back. I remember on Hee Haw, I think it was, that they would had the old housewife cast iron, and they would hit her over the head, and the wife would hit the husband over the head with the frying pan. So, you know, it can be deadly, especially if they had grease in it. Maybe that make it even worse.
Oh, yeah. I suppose you just go for whatever is right in
That's
front
what
of
he
you
did.
in that moment,
That's what it
right?
sounds like it's what he
Fight
did.
or flight, and the frying pan happened to be there, and it was just an easy object.
I love it.
Well, it's being called fat Beach Day, and these big events are popping up all across the country. A plus-size model is organizing one event on the East Coast as a way to embrace a larger way of life at the beach. Organizers say events like Fat Beach Day are in response.
They didn't have me do the story because I have to say things very slow when I say the title of it.
You do.
Okay, continue.
They're in response to the recent weight loss trends involving prescription medications. Other events are being hosted across the U.S., and they include a Fat Friends pool party in Chicago and a Bellies Out Beach Day in Los Angeles. The mayor of New York City recently passed a new law that bans weight discrimination when it comes to hiring and housing.
Now, and if you want a bunch of fat people at the beach, just throw a bachelor party because that's the only guys out there. So if they feel more comfortable, I imagine there is a lot. I mean, it's got to be difficult if you're a big a person and you go out to the beach and you see where people are very they're okay of showing their bodies.
Sure.
So I can understand that. If they need their day to do that, they need their day to do that.
It just seems like here in America, more people are larger in general, just in the last 2 decades, I think, with our diet and our fast food. So there's a different sort of, I think, a size approach when it comes to looking at people. I remember going to one of the theme parks here. We were doing a story and they said, we no longer carry smalls or mediums. Everything's large, extra large, double XL or triple XL.
Wow.
That's because the majority of the people who come to the theme parks are larger in size. So we've kind of shifted, I think. So to me, this is like, well, this is a no-brainer. You go to the beach and everybody's big.
That makes sense. All right, now I used to be a really fat guy. I would love to get inside of a Ferrari. I don't think I ever could, but how about an electric Ferrari?
You can now.
Now I can do it. But they're very low to the ground, first off. Italian maker Ferrari, car maker, says they are now introducing their first ever electric car. The Italian brand says it will launch an EV late next year as it works to build a manufacturing plant for the electric cars. It all comes with a Ferrari-style price tag. Expected to spend more than $500,000 on Ferrari's new EV model. The E-Factory is a bold move for the legendary Italian car company. They delivered fewer than 14,000 cars last year to select clientele. Nobody can just go buy a brand new Ferrari. The wait for some of these Ferraris can actually top up to 2 years. I do know you can never paint them. They don't ever want you to paint a Ferrari. And you have to be on a list. So they're going to be very selective of who actually will get these, I would imagine.
And I think, too, to that point, not only are you on a list, but you have to be approved. And then once you're approved and you buy the car, you have to have special training before you can actually drive it off the lot.
And so all of that just to say that you have a Ferrari.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's Nick Cannon. He wrecked his not knowing how to drive the thing, actually.
Yeah, you're right.
But Ferrari people, as a car guy, I don't want this. If I'm buying a Ferrari,
You don't want
I
an
want
EV.
it sucking up as much gas as possible when I drive it. Like, I want the roar. I don't want to. I want that Ferrari sound.
Of course you do.
I still think, though, we're going down the electric road, and eventually that takes resources. Remember hydrogen cars? Like they were talking about doing this. I really wish I would love to see more of these manufacturers saying, "Hey, we got a hydrogen car coming."
No. Government don't want you to talk about that.
But they're saying, Schwarzenegger was something. He's like, look, we can convert regular gas stations into hydrogen stations.
Yeah.
There have been rumors of that around since the 70s.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's always that other rumor that the men in black from Ford and Chevrolet and everybody else come along and make with the smashy smash from the oil companies.
Yes. I tend to actually believe that because here's the thing. You buy these electric cars or even, your best bet, in my opinion, would be to get a hybrid car because once the electrical stuff goes out, at least you still have the regular motor you'll be able to use. It just seems like we should be putting more and more into maybe beyond electric because there's so much controversy behind it
I think
as well.
that's the bigger concern that a lot of people don't talk about. I think more so now they're starting to discuss it, but when you think about the lifetime of that lithium battery that's in an electric car, at some point it dies. Where do those things go?
Yeah, right.
They don't break down easily in the environment. And on top of that, you're spending thousands of dollars in gas and oil
Tires.
to not only build these cars and to power them, but also to ship them and to manufacture the batteries that are in these cars.
It seems like somebody can jump forward on that.
I was at a space conference with my wife a couple weeks ago, and I'm not kidding you. They had a whole discussion about this. You know what the solution was? I'm not kidding you. This is coming from smart people. Shoot them at the sun.
Shoot
Shoot
what?
what? At
Shoot the
sun?
batteries at the sun. load them up on a spaceship every 6 months or so and shoot them at the sun. This is
Why
coming
don't
from
we-
scientists.
Why don't we just drop them in a volcano? I mean,
Because they don't want it on the planet because that'll still molt into all of our stuff.
so
but
why are we making them?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
it doesn't make any sense. And plus, in fact, the wear thing, because they're so much heavier, the tires go through quicker, so you're burning through tires and brakes on those things. That's why a lot of the accidents happen, because people don't understand the weight distribution, and it's completely different.
And speaking of accidents, if those cars catch fire, they
you're
could
done.
take days to put out.
Here's something I want to say. There is also a big factor of people that believe that there's too much electricity and it affects your energy, your aura, or whatever like that. But they've never addressed like, okay, but you're driving around in an electric car.
Didn't they say to not put your cell phone on your lap for a long time,
that's
too?
the point I'm making, is those fields, and I'm surprised that isn't bigger
That's
than
a
it
good
actually
point,
is.
yeah.
You're driving around in and inside an electric vehicle. Who knows about that? More Flash coming up. Hey, let's do some financially speaking here. And welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. Got a question for you. It's a major question. Have you found your tribe yet? We're actually seeing more and more people all across the country actually putting themselves into, well, buckets. Some of those buckets or tribes include an Alice, a Fire, or a Dink. Those names sound weird. Don't worry about it. Joining us now to talk about it is Aaron Snodgrass from Business Insider. Aaron, thank you so much for joining us this morning. This is interesting. First off, I know what a Dink is. Dual income, no kids. I've not heard of those other terms. Explain to me what an Alice or a Fire is.
An Alice is someone who is asset limited, income constrained, but employed. These are people who are stuck in no man's land financially. They make too much to put them beneath the poverty level, but they still aren't able to afford some of those creature comforts. Lots of them don't have houses, cars, so they're in a pretty tough situation. The FIRE movement, on the other hand, that acronym stands for Financially Independent Retire Early. Ooh. These are people in their 20s and 30s who are saving as much of their income as they possibly can in the hopes that they will be able to quit working and retire early.
You know, I appreciate both of those. I think we've described a lot. As you were saying that, I put all my friends in those categories of what you're talking about. It's interesting. So I'm glad we had that established there. What's the difference and maybe the goals and the financial goals, even the strategies from those different tribes or those different buckets? How do they differ?
Yeah, so each acronym kind of has its own parameters, its own set of defining features of who qualifies to be included in it. So take DINKs, for example. You mentioned dual income, no kids. The DINKs that we spoke to for this story offered a variety of perspectives, different goals and strategies that they take. Some DINKs take their disposable income and they use it for fun things. They want to spend it on luxury vacations and dinners out and designer handbags, while other DINKs may be approaching life with more of a savings mindset. They're hoping to get to a place financially where they can one day ditch the DINK moniker and start a family of their own. Henry's.
Explain what a Henry is. That was my next question.
Henry's are that acronym stands for high earners, not rich yet. So these are typically people making over $100,000 a year. They're often living in metropolitan cities, and but they don't feel rich. The defining characteristic of a Henry is that they no longer want to be a Henry. These are strivers. These are people who are very keyed into their finances, and they're aiming to move into that next tier.
Okay. You know, and all of these, it's interesting as you break them all down, you can fall into one of these and really kind of, I guess, make it a basis of how you want to live your life, it sounds like. But there's also, I imagine, motivations for each of those groups that have a different approach to wealth management. What are those key differences?
Yeah, so when we consider DINKs, for example, we've really seen this movement start to grow as millennials and Gen Z are increasingly foregoing having kids at all amid shifting attitudes toward the economy, the climate crisis, and skyrocketing childcare costs. So they're finding they have more disposable wealth than their friends who might have small kids, and they're trying to figure out whether they want to do something fun, something smart, something strategic with that extra income. Whereas Henry's, on the other hand, they don't see any of their money as disposable wealth. They're very focused on accruing wealth, making sure that they stack their assets. They want to be millionaires. A lot of the Henrys that we spoke to said that is their goal, and they are taking the steps to make that possible for themselves one day.
Well, let's talk about the landscape, especially the economic landscape that's really has impacted the ability of, say, those fire people to really achieve their early retirement. What ways has that affected them?
Yeah, so historically, we've seen participants in the fire movement saving or investing the majority of their income from a young age. Some people take on extra jobs or delay major milestones like getting married or having kids to prioritize this fire mindset. Yeah. But as we've seen more millennials start making up more of this movement, we're finding that they're putting their own spin on the fire movement, in that they are keeping the FI part of the acronym, the financial independence, but ditching the RE part of the acronym, retiring early. So part of that is that people who retire early sometimes find that they are feeling aimless or purposeless without a job. But a big part of that is also, it's been a tough few years economically between the COVID pandemic, inflation, and people just aren't feeling comfortable enough to ditch having a constant stream of income.
You know, there's common misconceptions out there. I generally, when I think of a dink, I think of generally a gay couple, because they don't necessarily have kids. They both have incomes, and that's a misconception, actually, of the lifestyles and the financial behaviors of not only dinks, but maybe Henrys, fires, even geriatric millennials as well. What's some of the biggest misconceptions that you're seeing?
Yeah, so a lot of the dinks that we spoke to, they like to share aspects of their lifestyle on social media, whether it's making TikTok videos or tweeting about what it's like to be a dink. And they said that they've received a lot of hate comments from people who accuse them of being selfish, accuse them of being materialistic, who say you're not going to have anyone to take care of you when you're old. And a big misconception about dinks is that all of them want to stay dinks forever. Certainly that is one subset of the community, but there's a large portion of dinks who do want to ditch that dink moniker one day, and for whatever reason just don't feel like they're in a place financially where they can do so yet. And then another big misconception we ran into in our reporting was around peak boomers. Now, these are people who are the youngest baby boomers. They're now approaching retirement. They earn that nickname because they're expected to be a peak burden on the U.S. economy, and they've been called lazy and leeches, but they worked hard.
There's going to be misconceptions, and I'm sure you straighten it all out. And if you want more information, you can check out this article and more at businessinsider.com.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I am Matt Doolittle, and hello to my human friends to this week's furry friends. Or if you've just left your TV or monitor on at home, I hope we are here at Daily Flash are keeping your furry friends company. All right, let's jump into this week's stories. And guys, I've always wanted a pet donkey. Much like Arnold Schwarzenegger, I would like to welcome one into my kitchen every morning and feed him a bagel. I don't know if you feed donkeys bagels, but hey, we'll find out. But I digress. Well, if you had this pet donkey and have been looking for him for about 5 years, he may have just moved on. I'm sorry. This is Diesel. The donkey and his owners assumed, they assumed they would never see him again after he escaped on a hike near his California home in 2019, until 5 years later when the family recognized him in some startling online footage. The former owner saw a video of a donkey living among a herd of wild elk, filmed by hunter Max Fennell in March. The owners aren't going to try and bring him home, though, saying he's living his best life, he's happy, he's healthy, and it was just a relief, saying he truly is a wild burro now. I mean, that's one of those, I guess, you find a family and you can pick your friends, not your family, but then you pick your friends to be your family. I guess
your
it's
nose.
Elks now.
That's right.
And real quick, in furry friends, we've all seen those posters of a cat hanging off a tree with the phrase, "Hang in there," or "Case of the Mondays." Well, this cat took it literally. Check this out. This cat, later found out to be Archie, found himself in a rather precarious situation at the Grand Canyon National Park in Arizona. Archie got stuck up there, but the firefighters eventually came along and got him down. Archie had escaped from a residential area in the park and ended up about 15 feet high in the Ponderosa Pine, but he was rescued and is reunited with his family. I mean, good on the firefighters there, but
He didn't like it like
my
he was...
cat fell up. I mean, my cat did fall off a 3-story balcony at one time, so
Yeah,
I guess
they
that
land on
happens
their
to 'em.
feet.
Yeah.
He looked kind of comfortable there, hanging over like that.
Except when they're stuck hanging over. I mean, isn't that one of those posters just waiting to happen?
Yes.
Completely. Let's make a
For
meme out of that,
sure.
Matt. Get it on social media. Hey, Matt, stick around here back there in the flashback room. Summertime, it means celebrating and libations. You put them together, and what do you get? Explosions. So to help you stay informed, we're going to play a little game. It's called
Fireworks or cocktails?
Hit It! All right, fireworks or cocktail. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a name. You're going to tell me if it's either a firework or if it's a cocktail, okay? Especially, this time of the season where we're going to get all kinds of fireworks everywhere. Here's our first one. Pop it up on the screen here. Our first one is the Velvet Hammer. Is that a firework or a cocktail? We'll go ahead and start with you, Jackson.
I'm going to say cocktail.
Cocktail, say you. What say you, Maddie?
I'm saying firework at the finest stand in Daytona.
All right, it is. Velvet Hammer is a
Da-da-da!
cocktail. All right, very nice. So you can see how the game's played. Here's our next one after Velvet Hammer. It's the Thunder King. Thunder King. Is that a firecracker or a cocktail? We'll start with you, Matt, this time. Thunder King.
I'm going cocktail on this one because I got to
Cocktail?
know what's in that.
All right.
I'm going to say I think I've seen the Thunder King after one too many cocktails.
So it's a cocktail? Let's find out what it is. It is actually a firework. It's a firework. The Thunder King. Very nice. You guys are getting it. You understand.
I'm going to make a cocktail called Thunder King.
I think
throw
you
a little
should.
blue pill in there, you're good to go.
I like it.
Oh.
There's our next one. Firecracker Fizz. Jackson, we'll start with you. Firecracker Fizz.
Fizz.
Is that a cocktail or a
I'm
firework?
going to go firework on
You're
this
going
one.
firework? What say you, Maddie?
I'm going cocktail with the fizz on the name.
All righty, with the fizz on the name, is it a cocktail or is it a firework? It is a firework, believe it or not. Jackson gets the point on that, takes the lead. Very good. All right, here's our next one. The Dark and Stormy. Dark and Stormy. Is that a firework or a drink? Matt, we'll start with you. Dark and Stormy.
That's got it. If it wasn't a drink before, it's got to be one now.
Okay, you say a cocktail, Matt, Andrea?
Yeah, I think it's a cocktail with Guinness, if I
Look
recall.
at you alcoholic. You are right. It is a cocktail. It's a Dark and Stormy. Very good. Here's our next one. Brocade Crown. Brocade Crown. Is that a firework or a cocktail? And we'll start with Andrea this time. A Brocade Crown.
I feel like we need a firework right around now. I'm going to go firework.
You say fireworks? All right. What say you, Maddie? Crown.
I'm going to go cocktail that's got some type of Crown Royal in it.
Crown Royal. in it?
Oh, that's
All
a good- that's a good
I
guess.
can understand that. You could see where a crown would be. One would think that. And is it a firework or is it a cocktail? Survey says it's a firework.
Oh,
There, you
really
got
bad
it.
at this.
It's okay, Matt. It's either way. When you're drinking, there's going to be explosions. So no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so
Please.
don't feel bad.
You've been around
Don't
us?
feel bad. Don't feel bad. We still have a couple more here. Here's our next one. Is this a firework or a cocktail? Which is called Bee's Knees. Bee's Knees. Maddie, we'll start with you.
That is a firework. I think I've seen this one in action.
Okay. Matt is very confident this is a firework. What say you, Jackson?
I'm going to go cocktail on this one.
All right. If we went up to the bar and we said, hey, give me a Bee's Knees, they would give you one. It is a cocktail. Indeed,
Yes.
Jackson takes the lead. Here's our final one. Dragon's Breath. Dragon's Breath. Jackson, you go first.
Firework.
Or a cocktail? You say
Firework.
firework. Maddie, you say?
I'm going to go firework on this one.
Fire.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Fire.
we got an agreement. It is a firework indeed.
All right, I got
That's a
something.
little bit of fireworks and cocktails. Don't have too many of each this summer.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everybody. I am Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash, your source for trending news and entertainment.
At the top of the show, we were talking about electric cars,
Yeah.
kind of went in there. One of the biggest issues going on, more and more electric cars are coming out. We were talking about Ferrari coming out with one, but the Cybertruck from Tesla has now, its fourth recall. And this time, this recall has to do with the windshield wipers. Any Cybertruck that was made before June 7th, I believe, is what they're saying, that the wipers actually could, because of the electrical current going through, can go crazy and then just turn off. So they're saying go check it out.
Okay.
They're also saying the exterior trim of the truck, something they call a bed trim of a sail, bed trim sail, I guess it's a little something that kind of hangs over, was improperly installed and it could come off. So you have to go do that.
Okay.
So there's these recalls. It's a new car, and it's Tesla's relatively a new company as well. So you're going to get those recalls. About 12,000 Cybertrucks are being recalled. It's the fourth one. However, what I thought was interesting is back in April they did a recall because the font was too big on the monitor inside the car, so they had to recall them. The good thing about this is that you can hook these cars up to the internet and they can just fix it that way
well,
too.
that's the thing. It's basically a software update.
Yeah.
Much like your phone. If you've got a bug on your phone, it's a software update. And that's the same with the Tesla cars.
Do you remember they were saying that some Cybertruck owners, they were having issues going through car washes? Do you remember that?
No.
So I have a friend who has a Cybertruck and he's like, yeah, all it is, Mitch, is you just press this button right here when you take a car wash because it's all electrical. So it's shooting water up in places it shouldn't normally have to go. So you just press this button before you do it, and people were not pressing that button before they go. He's like, he's like, it's not that big of a. The font size did not make me want to crash. So
but don't you find it interesting? Like it seems like there is a certain group of people going after anything that Elon Musk does. So
that's the point I was making. Yes.
The typical thing with a recall for most autos is a quick software update or a bad windshield wiper. But they make it sound like this is the worst possible thing that could ever happen to an automobile ever.
No, you're 100%
and
right.
it is a 5-minute software update.
You're 100% right.
Drives me
so
nuts.
glad you said that.
Yeah.
They just had a bunch of them vandalized. I think it was up in New York. Somebody got in and sprayed Elon, whatever.
Idiots.
The other weird thing, I've seen them around town now. People are changing the color on them.
Yes.
I've seen a black one.
My friend,
I've seen a red one.
My friend, he put that vinyl all over.
Yeah,
it's all black.
really?
Yeah,
it's like a black one around
town.
I saw my first one the other day. They're so cool.
They're inside it are cool too.
Really?
We can go. This is not the Elon Musk.
It is
Cybertruck.
not.
But I
Cybertruck
think it
session.
is.
having
They
fun.
want to send us one.
We'll be happy to take them. Yeah, they're really cool inside. And they also drive sideways. We're actually hanging out this weekend, so maybe I'll take some video with it.
You should.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
A Chicago homeowner fought off a would-be burglar with a frying pan. Jason Williams was returning home from work when his security app alerted him that someone was actually inside of his house. Williams said once he got through the front door, he grabbed the first thing he could think of to protect himself, the frying pan. Security cameras caught him in the action, and just as he went out the gate, 2 Chicago PD officers were running by. Talk about good timing. The 2 officers were walking by. They were able to nab the suspect. You see the dog wagging his tail there in the corner. The burglar ran across the street before he was eventually caught. So at least the guy was caught.
Here we go. You know what's funny? Right before he opened up the gate, he had his hand over his head, knowing that he was about to get him with a frying pan.
Looks like he hit him in the hand.
Yeah.
Maybe he did some damage to his hand, so that might teach him a lesson not to steal again.
Yeah, which we shouldn't be doing.
No.
All right. It is being called Fat Beach Day. And these big events are actually popping up all across the country. A plus-size model organizing one event on the East Coast. It's a way to embrace a larger way of life on the beach. Organizers say events like Fat Beach Day are in response to the recent weight loss trends involving prescription medications. Other events being held across the U.S. include pool parties in Chicago or Thursdays. 2, 3, 4. Bellies Out Beach Day, also in Los Angeles. The mayor of New York City recently passed a new law that actually bans weight discrimination when it comes to hiring and housing. And you would think like hiring, housing, would weight even play a factor if you're just a bigger person? Oh, that actually physical. That's it. Like if you hire for somebody that has to go up and down stairs, that
Yeah,
might
if you're
be an
hiring a
issue.
firefighter or a police officer, I think your physicality is an important part of the job.
So you would think so.
Yeah.
And we are seeing a trend where things are just getting bigger everywhere.
Bigger and bigger.
All right. We got a big old Life Love Shopping with old
sure
Milady
do.
here next.
Yes.
All that's coming up right here.
Large
on
and in
Daily Flash.
charge.
Large and in charge.
If you live it, love it, or buy it, we talk about it on Life Love Shopping. Let's begin with an item that is flying off store shelves. Here we go. Trader Joe's is creating a bidding war for an online must-have. Its latest item is a $4 insulated tote. The simple insulated bag is sold out at most of their stores nationwide, and now it's being resold on eBay for as much as $100 a pop. The trendy supermarket chain debuted this mini cooler in early June, and its social media fan base base has been going crazy for it. It comes in 2 colors, teal and magenta. A company rep said one of the stores sold out within 15 minutes with 40 people waiting outside for TJ's 1.5-gallon insulated tote. The bags are following another sellout tiny tote that the company released back in March. Flipping houses might be so yesterday. One woman has turned flipping furniture into a money-making venture. With inflation and the cost of living a challenge for most, Molly Harris has found a great outlet to turn her passion into a profit.
Hi, I'm Molly. 9 months ago, my family moved from Iowa to a little island off the coast of Florida. Crazy, right? I still can't believe we did that. Anyways, I'm homeschooling our 2 kids, trying my best at least, but life is just so dang expensive. Anyone else feel stretched thin all the time? I guess you could say I'm tired of it. I started noticing so many people around my new town were throwing away free furniture. It felt like such a waste. Is everyone here rich? The answer is probably. Not us though. We're starting over. I made it my goal to flip enough furniture to pay the rent. I started grabbing every curbler I possibly could and turning them into $500 paydays. I decided to share my journey on social media, and in just 3 months, my account has grown significantly. And more than that, I realized I'm not alone. I have found a community of people who are in a very similar position as me. So if you can relate to this and have ever thought about flipping furniture or creating content, I hope you'll follow along and know that if I can do it, you can do it too.
So let's break it down and find out how much Molly made from all her flip furniture. Molly posted this video on her Instagram page and admits she was hesitant to share the info, but she thought it might inspire others to follow her lead. There's a dresser she bought for $50 and sold for $550. She turned a free curb alert item into a $530 sale. Another freebie sold for $350. She paid $75 for a dresser, sold it for $450, and a broken curbside bookcase turned into a $230 profit. So after expenses and taxes, she made a profit of $1,570. A social media chef is causing a stir with her unique technique for scrambling eggs. Take a look.
Pour scrambled eggs in boiling water, let it cook, then gently move it around. When finished, you now have the fluffiest scrambled egg. It's like the egg drop soup technique, but you're actually making a scramble. It's almost impossible to overcook your eggs, and you'll get fluffy ones every time. Try it and let me know what you think.
This American chef goes by @LilSipper on TikTok, and she's outraged a few foodies with her unconventional scrambled egg method. Her video has been seen more than 2 million times. Chef Bethany pours her whisked eggs into a pan of boiling water and tells followers to let them cook gently. Now, she swears by it and says it makes the fluffiest scrambled eggs. While some might be throwing shade at her approach, Bethany might be getting the last laugh. She's got more than 1 million followers on social media, penned a cookbook, and even hosts a food podcast called Digest This. I'm not sure the steamed scrambled egg option is for me, but hey, to each his own. For more information on any of these stories, just head to our website, llsshow.com. Once you're there, you can check out previous episodes. You can also get more details on our life, love, shopping topics. And don't forget, you can follow us on all our social media channels. @LLS Show is our handle, and we love to keep in touch with you so you can participate, you can share your thoughts, you can reach out, you can contact us, sound off on anything we're talking, and also if you've got some ideas for the show, we'd love to hear from you as well. LifeLoveShoppingShow.com, LLSShow.com. You can also check out our sister show, DailyFlashShow.com as well. We'll have links to the Life, Love, Shopping topics on our Daily Flash website, DailyFlashShow.com. Stay with us, there is still more to come.
ADHD is a condition affecting approximately 6 million children and adolescents in the U.S. And for children and adolescents with ADHD, getting ready for back to school during the summer months is crucial as it can help ease the transition. Dr. James Anderson joins us to share his strategies that families of loved ones with ADHD can use to get a head start to things that can help them get into school ready. Dr. Anderson, welcome. And I'm a guy with ADHD myself. So how prevalent is ADHD among children and adolescents?
It's very prevalent. We see it in around 10% of patients we will see that have it. I have it as well. That's how I got started in this 28 years ago in practice. And to me, back to school starts the day after school ends. Okay. And so what's really important with that is that it's important for parents who may have children with ADHD, if they're questioning the diagnosis, summer is a great time to be evaluated for it. If you're on current medications, it's a great time to sit and discuss with your ADHD specialist or your primary care physician, am I on the right medication? Am I meeting my treatment goals? Is it giving me the duration that I'm looking for? Am I having the side effects that I don't like that I might be able to get rid of with a newer delivery system, or mitigated with a newer delivery system? And are there treatment gaps that I have that I have going on? The supportive help. Do I have my 504 plan for academic environmental accommodations in place? Do I need to be evaluated for other things, that comorbidities like anxiety or depression, or maybe learning disorder? Do we need further testing? And so summer is a great time to meet with your providers and talk about that, because it's really important at that particular point in time. If there are those treatment gaps, and there are, for example, duration things that we could do to help without dosing with multiple medications, it's a great time to consider some of the newer delivery systems. For example, Astaris. It's a central nervous system stimulant that's FDA approved for management of ADHD for patients ages 6 and older. It is designed to have a rapid onset, to take quickly effect in the morning after we take it, to manage our ADHD symptoms throughout the day, and wearing off gradually in the evening times with a very gentle offset to be able to get the duration that we're looking for without multiple dosing. Now, it's important to know that any medications that you're taking for ADHD, any CNS stimulants like Astaris, do carry black box warnings for potential abuse, misuse, and addiction. Patients who do take Astaris, as well as other stimulant medications, may have to watch for cardiovascular effects, motor tics, slowing of growth in children, and also worsening of certain psychiatric symptoms. So it's really important to have those follow-up visits so you can monitor weight, height, growth, and have reassurance that we're not only getting the benefits of the medication, but we're avoiding any of the side effects. And going to Astaris.com is a great place to learn about Astaris, but any other of your stimulant medications, also, if they do have different websites, that's a great place. And CHADD.org is also a good support website for parents and patients with ADHD.
Great, Dr. Anderson. Thank you for all that, and we'll make sure we have that info on our website at dailyflashshow.com. This year, you don't have to dread the end of the summer. Here to help us prep for back to school and get us fall ready, we have two shopping experts, Audrey McClellan, founder of MomGenerations.com, an online destination for mothers, and Brianna Keene Bryant of BJ's Wholesale Club, live from beautiful coastal Rhode Island, with the scoop on managing the hustle and bustle. Welcome.
Thanks so much for having us. That's right, back to school season is upon us, and BJ's Wholesale Club is your one-stop shop for all of your essentials, from your dorm room essentials, any kids heading off to college, apparel, your basic school needs, pencils, pens, notebooks, technology. They've got everything right there, and that's not all.
Yes, absolutely. Plus, BJ's Wholesale Club helps you save up to 25% off grocery store prices every day, which is huge. We have fresh produce, the apples, the grapes. But what I love also is shopping our Wellesley Farms and Berkeley Jensen exclusive brands. You'll see we have great after-school snacks like applesauce pouches and granola bars. I also love the savings that we get with shopping our Berkeley Jensen home essentials and paper products like our detergent and our paper towels. BJ's Wholesale Club also has a tremendous way to help members save time and money when shopping. At BJ's, we have a wide variety of convenient shopping options for our members to choose from. We have in-club shopping, curbside pickup, in-club pickup, and my family's favorite, same-day delivery, where you can get your groceries delivered right to your front door in as little as 2 hours.
And they've actually extended the same-day delivery not only to the groceries, but to big-ticket items, furniture, televisions, and more. Not to mention as well, I love the Express Pay option. Through the BJ's app, you can scan items as you go, bypass the checkout lines. I also love, too, that you can use manufacturer coupons right at BJ's, and you can get that double savings because you can still use BJ's coupons. Always great added value. And don't forget, too, they have services for members that are great. BJ's Optical, BJ's Gas, and also BJ's Tire Center with Back to School upon us. Those are 3 services that are really good you want to take advantage of.
So become a BJ's Wholesale Club member today. We have over 240 locations, so just come right into one of the clubs nearest you or sign up online at bjs.com, and we'll see you in the club.
So what better way to enjoy the summer than getting to enjoy it while saving money? Joining us today with some ways to save is social media expert Stephanie Hill of Whataburger. Welcome, Stephanie.
Good morning, Matt.
So why is it important to find some time for fun during the summer?
Summertime is all about making those special memories over craveable food, and that's what Whataburger is all about. That's why I like to say the only thing hotter than this summer heat is Whataburger's Summer of Savings deals. So whether you're swinging through the drive-thru on a summer road trip or dining in after hitting the pool or just ordering from your Whataburger app, these savings are going to fill you up without squeezing your wallet. And if National Chicken Wing Day wasn't on your calendar yet, jot it down. It's July 29th, and Whataburger is celebrating with a buy one, get one free Whata Wings offer. That's July 29th, and this will be available as a BOGO in the Whataburger app only, so don't miss it.
So can you give us some reasons to celebrate summer before, the school year begins?
Yeah, start a family tradition. Load up the whole family and go to your favorite Whataburger for a fun meal or a sweet treat. I know my son is going to be so excited about this one. Every Tuesday in August, kids eat free. And that offer applies to anything on the Whataburger kids meal menu. One free kids meal is available for each full-size, regularly priced meal purchased. And we have a lot more deals you don't want to miss. From August 12th to August 16th, we are giving away free Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwiches when you purchase a medium fry, medium drink. And for breakfast, you get a free 12-ounce hot coffee or 16-ounce iced coffee with the purchase of any breakfast entree. And on August 8th, we're giving away free birthday shakes for our 74th birthday. These aren't just any shakes. They are birthday cake flavored in that gorgeous Whataburger orange. They're gorgeous, they're delicious. It's only here for our birthday, and it's free to rewards members.
Thanks, Stephanie. And where can we go for more information?
So download the app now, become a rewards member, and you can get more info at whataburger.com.
Thank you, Stephanie. And we'll be sure to have that on our website at dailyflashshow.com. And some exciting news for the Daily Flash. We can now be seen on weekdays on American Forces Network. AFN is a government television service to the U.S. military and provides programming to those stationed or assigned overseas, including those stationed on naval ships. KSA Entertainment is proud to offer programming to the men and women of our military and their families serving all around the world.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Lifelong friends take a trip to be bridesmaids in the wedding of a college friend. The vacation celebration rekindles their sisterhood, and drinks and romance continue. This is today's must-watch movie, The Fabulous Four.
Look at us! The old gang back together again! Oh my God, so glad you're here!
Does this look like a sin to you? My gummies are a near religious experience.
Why don't you let me decide? Champagne, please. And a tiny bit of weed would be really hit the spot.
Here I am over here.
Yes, it's Mama. You're gonna be an old cat lady, and you're gonna be alone, and you're gonna have sex with your cats.
What?
People do it. Emotionally prepare yourself. Marilyn's on TikTok.
Material girl in the material world. Got them diamonds so heavy.
No.
I have a surprise for everybody.
What's this?
The Kegel ball that Marilyn left for me.
Yes, but does it vibrate?
I don't think you should be doing this.
Lean in, lean in.
I want to make a video.
I got myself an obsession.
Come on, Alice, open the box.
Will you be my
bridesmaid?
What? John died just 2 months ago.
So she got out there kind of quick.
It takes longer to cancel a gym membership.
Cause it gave me all I've been.
Why was Lou so mad at you? You stole her man?
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Back in the day.
I couldn't make a bed, but I could break a bed. What do you think of the dress?
I think you should stay away from an open flame.
Ah, same old Lou.
You got to give a little love. Give a little love. Go on, just give.
It's friendship. And what's more important than that?
I used your Kegel ball. When? Just now outside.
Hey, somebody stop that kid. He stole my bike.
TikTok was mine. You stole it from me.
How does it feel?
Oh, God.
Is it just me, or do we need some champagne?
All right, I think James said this is, I guess, the white old lady's version of how Stella got her groove back. Still looks fun, right?
It could be, sure. Yeah.
That does it for our show. Y'all take care. We'll see you when we look at you.
Be good, everybody.
Bye.